And now, prepare your ear holes for penetration as we bring you another great podcast from the Poop Culture Extended Universe.
It's Wheeler Walker Jr. and you're fucking listening to the Poop Culture Podcast, and they don't fucking say shit. They say poop. It's poop culture, not shit culture. They don't talk about, fucking shit. They talk about poop. So listen to Poop Culture Podcast. Wheeler Walker Jr. says do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Poop culture, yeah, poop culture. Poop culture, yeah, whoa. Poop culture, yeah, poop culture. Poop culture, yeah, whoa. Poop culture, it's culture shock. Listen in and make the world rock. Laugh and cry and cringe and bust with a man crush. Poop culture, yeah, poop culture. Poop culture, yeah, whoa. Poop culture, yeah, poop culture. Poop culture, yeah, poop.
Howdy, partners, and welcome back to the program, your home for raw and raunchy, irreverent improv, the Poop Culture Podcast. I am Mark James, and joining me, as always, is the Sly Stallone of the stalls, Mr. Rick Mancrush. And back on the show, it's the big, the bald, the Brokeback badass himself, Mr. Beau Becraft of the Beaucephus Broadcast. And our special guest this week has had 2 albums debut on Billboard's top country albums charts and is the artist who Rolling Stone called unfathomably obscene and undeniably offensive. The man who put the cunt in country music, Wheeler Walker Jr. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I'll tell you what, you got a good radio voice.
Thank you.
You were enunciating and sound fucking killer. I mean, I know it's just a podcast, but, you sound really good, man.
Well, the degree I have in radio broadcasting...
do you really have a degree in radio broadcast?
Unfortunately, I do.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like a degree in radio broadcast. Now you just need a USB mic, and you're ready to go.
Beau has one too.
Yeah, a degree in radio broadcasting is about as useful as a warm bucket of hamster vomit.
Yeah, well, it was probably good practice for you, right? No, maybe.
Right. Well, it got me to this point. So thanks for coming on the show, man.
Well, whatever it is, it got you talking to me, and that's a big fucking deal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no shit. It's a great point. Mark's great at introductions, but I think it's probably best for people who don't know Wheeler Walker Jr. to hear who he is directly from the Pussy King himself. So we have a few getting to know you questions, and we're going to shoot these right out of a cannon to you.
All right, cool. By the way, I got one more note on Mark, right, the intro guy?
Yeah.
He's got a killer intro radio voice, and then he kind of drops back into regular Mark. I like that.
Thank you. Well, you can't always be that guy,
He's the hype man.
Well, right. I like that you're not trying to be someone you're not. Well, you are trying to be someone you're not, but you give it up after like 2 sentences.
Right. See, someone who finally fucking gets me.
I know. You guys should hang out.
Yeah, man, I get you. I've always got you.
All right, so check it out. You could tell a lot about a man from the type of vehicle he drives. Like Beau, for instance, he drives a Buick LeSabre. I'm not really sure what that tells us, but maybe he likes playing bingo. I'm not sure what that means really. But what kind of vehicle does Wheeler Walker Jr. drive?
Well, I don't know if it's lame or not, but I got a Ram truck.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty badass.
I thought you were going to say Prius.
My producer had one. He said it was badass, so I was like, the record started selling. I said, I'll get myself one, too.
So are you going to become like the official spokesperson of Ram trucks like Toby Keith is for Ford?
My guess is no. I'd love to be. I mean, I'm starting to do, a lot of people are sending me guitars now, which is really cool. It's like the more successful you get, the more free shit you get, the less you need. The more money you have to pay for shit, the more free shit they want to give you, So it's like,
man,
now they're sending me electric guitars in the mail and acoustic guitars. It's cool. But yeah, I'm ready for them to start sending cars.
That's hard to send through the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll figure it out. Just tell me.
All right, so good. I can picture you in a Ram. When you said at first like it wouldn't be manly or whatever you said, I thought you were going to say Prius. And then everything would have went downhill. But I think everybody kind of gets it.
Yeah, ain't no country singing. I mean, you know what? The thing is, the reason why country music is so bad nowadays, and the reason why I've made such a name for myself, is everybody on the charts is fucking driving around Nashville in Priuses right now. And that's where I excel, because I fucking when I'm done pumping gas, I just pull the pump out, and I just pour another 50 gallons of gas onto the ground, man.
Fuck it.
Light a
I don't
cigarette
need to
and
be
get the hell
saving
out.
fucking gas.
All right, so let's see where you go from here. Well, a lot of things we do on the show revolve around movies for whatever reason. Not shit, but movies. And Mr. Skin's been on the show a bunch of times. I'm sure you
Oh,
know
yeah,
Mr.
I know him
Skin.
from Stern. He's cool.
All right, cool, yeah. So this is an ode to him.
Yeah, he's helped me figure out what 2 seconds to watch a different movie.
Good. All right, I'm glad you're on the same page with me here. All right, so what is your favorite nude scene in a movie?
I guess, you know what, it'd probably be a classic for a lot of people my age, which I'm sure Mr. Skin talks about, which is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Say that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was our favorite too.
Yeah, it's
BB
weird.
King's.
Yeah, because I actually saw someone told me once that the video stores back. I don't know what you guys sound a little close to my age, which is back when they had video stores.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And that scene would be blurry because so many people had freeze framed it and rewound it.
Yep.
Yep.
Killing the VHS tapes.
Oh, that's why people were stoked when it finally came out on DVD.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't the guy who got the blurry version. I was the guy that made it blurry from rewinding it. So
I just spliced it out.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if I knew how to do it, I would have done it.
All right, so let's move on to my last question here. If someone gave you the option of only watching American Idol for the rest of your life or shooting fireworks from your anus, which would it be and why?
Well, the answer is shooting fireworks from my anus because, option one just fucking ain't happening. By the way, honestly, it's a pretty easy choice. I honestly thought you were about to say shooting fireworks into my anus, which I would have taken that one.
Okay, so you'll go with that as well.
Yeah, I know Luke Bryan, they got him on American Idol now. It's like, I just, what's weird is I never really watch American Idol, and I used to always hear about these people, these fucking horrible, fucking shitty singers. And everyone's like, they don't really make it big, but they do. Those fucking people, they really make it. They actually do make it, but they all make it in country. Like when my album debuted in the top 10, I remember asking my manager, like, who the fuck are these nobodies ahead of me? They were all American Idol people.
Clay Aiken.
None of my favorite singers would have ever. You think Johnny Cash would have fucking gotten past round one in American Idol?
Hell no.
Yeah, they would have
Too
got
raw.
laughed out of the room. Bob Dylan would have got laughed out of the room. Neil Young, I don't think they would have even they would have kicked Neil Young out of the line,
Yeah.
Did you ever think about just waiting in line just to be in front of the judges?
I'm going to give that a short answer. Nope.
That would have been great TV.
Yeah, if they promised me they'd film me, but I know I'd say something that they'd cut, so it wouldn't be worth it.
Guess they don't want ratings.
Yeah, that's the thing is I've done very little TV because I always say no to it because I know anything good they're going to cut. I did Carson Daly, which apparently airs about 5 in the morning with about 12 viewers. And hey, do me a favor, ask me how Carson Daly was.
How was Carson Daly?
Don't know, didn't meet him.
What?
Wait.
You do
So
a
what did
show-
you do on the Carson Daly show?
Some producer just asked me questions off camera, and then Carson Daly introduced it.
Oh,
And I'm sitting there waiting for the interview, and they're like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." When's Carson get here? He's like, "He ain't coming." I'm like, "This sounds like a fucking hell of a gig. Let's do the fucking Wheeler Walker Jr. show."
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I'd love to host a talk show where I don't have to interview the guests.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, you just like make the question up and then somebody else records it and they splice it all together. That's fucking genius.
Yeah, I doubt he even does that. All he does is introduce me from his home location or something. But the point is, I've been on the Carson Daly show, and I've never met Carson Daly, and I'm probably better for it. But yeah.
What would you have done if you sat down and then they're like, Carson's not coming, but fucking Chris Hansen walks in and he's like, you want to take a seat? You want to tell me what you're doing here?
Well, I already been through that. So I guess yeah, I've done a couple TV shows.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think they put cops on IMDb.
Well, you mentioned country music is, at least mainstream country music, is just complete shit. And there's always, somebody talking about sipping a little something something, or beer is a common theme that runs throughout that whole scene. You actually went through a stretch of sobriety earlier this year, trying to get sober. Tell me kind of what that was like, what motivated you to do it, and what some of the trials and tribulations were that whole.
I'd kind of taken it too. What happened was, although I act like a jackass and I have fun and stuff, I take what I do really seriously, And it was starting to affect the shows, and I was getting tired, and I had to kind of take a break from the road. I'm like, you know what? If I just kind of party less, I could probably do it. Maybe party when I'm at home, or don't. It's hard, because every show I go to, I'm this. It's everyone else's party, but except I consider what I do. I mean, I love it, but it's work,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to. You just get in the mode of you're at a bar, you're at a concert. Because I don't know about you, when I go to a concert, I drink,
Yep.
And so then all of a sudden, it's like my show. It's like, well, it feels like a concert. I'm just going to drink. It's like, you know what? I'll tackle this. I'm not completely sober now, but, I was for like almost a day or two. So
It's impressive. It's a start.
Yeah. But, but I feel better now, and it's going to keep me on the road longer. I put on better shows. I also can't really sing that well when I'm fucked up.
And everyone's fucked up in the crowd though too, so like they don't.
Yeah, they're not going to notice.
That's the thing I've noticed about my crowd. My crowd is so fucking fucked up. I could phone it in. I don't know why I'm trying so hard.
You could Carson Daly it.
Yeah, I should daily those shows.
You mentioned the crowd. I mean, obviously you've got a lot of fans, but do you have groupies? Like, what's that whole dynamic like?
No, well, I mean, I got a girlfriend, so I don't, I don't have time for that shit. Stay away from me. And I tell the bandmates if they want to go out to have some fun, go have fun, but leave me the fuck alone. Just I don't know. Just after a show, hopefully I'm not letting you guys down without the sober guy with the girlfriend. But that's my life right now, and I'm happy about it. So, but it's just not like I'm getting older, man. That's why the last album was called Old Wheeler, because I felt like an old man.
It's funny though, because like every band that's ever come on, everyone has this look of you guys, like from the outside, that everything's so wild and crazy. And we've had Duddy B from the Dirty Heads was on, said the same thing. Who was the last person that just said the same thing? The guys from Real Big Fish.
Yeah, Real Big
Everyone
Fish.
said the same thing. Like, it's a job. You're just going to do the job. It's not crazy. You don't have like wild animals running around backstage or anything.
Well, you know what it is? There are people who do that, and Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Hendrix. You see, it can't go on. So you see what happens to them. It just don't work.
Yeah. There's a pattern developing there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you guys don't have to get wasted for every fucking podcast, or maybe you do. I don't know. First of all, no way you could be wasted and have a radio voice.
Well, we don't have to get wasted every podcast, but
it's elective.
Right.
Nobody gets really that drunk. I think that's one of the things you go through in the beginning. And you have a podcast now. I don't know, like if you have a beer or two when you're doing yours.
Yeah, I try not to, because I try. It's hard for me to concentrate. So I'll get done with it and be like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if you ever listened to the Church with Joey Diaz podcast. Yep. Like I've done that a few times, and I get so fucking high that like I'm like, what the fuck did I just record?
I love episodes like that.
They're funny looking
they're probably
back.
fun for the audience, but I still would have been better if I'd actually answered his questions instead of just like, man, your mouth looks weird.
We've gone through that though. In the beginning, I think you take a lot more liberties and you drink a lot more, and then you listen back to it.
You said you guys been around 4 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah,
congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a lot of poop, is all I can say.
It's definitely a lot of shit talking, that's for sure.
You pooped for 4 fucking years.
Oh my goodness! Well, I mean, you mentioned you have a girlfriend and everything, but you have a lot of celebrity crushes, as it were. A while back, you mentioned that you would like to have, we'll call it pectoral intercourse with Adele. Is that still on the books for you? That's still something you're interested in?
The thing is, it's on the books for me, but not for her. That's the problem. It's got to work both ways. I mean, I've been trying to fuck Reba for 3 years now.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I mean, join the club. When you look at her, try looking away. I mean, but she's just not. It's just not taking my advance. I don't know, Reba. I know you're a listener, Reba.
Oh, yeah.
Reba, call me.
She subscribes.
Yeah, big listener.
Have you ever thought about playing fancy for Reba? Maybe that would get her.
Listen, man, I've tried everything.
What's like the craziest thing you did to try to get her attention?
She was at a Madonna concert in Nashville, and she was complaining on Twitter that Madonna was taking too long to come out, and I started tweeting at Madonna like nonstop for like an hour, like hurry up, you listen here, you fucking piece of shit, you don't make Reba McEntire wait. And Reba saw the tweet, and she started laughing. Like, oh boy, here we go. And then fucking nothing.
Oh, damn it!
What a tease.
Yeah, you couldn't even slide into.
And
her
also,
DMs.
by the way, even though I love her, don't fucking tweet that the concert's taking too long. It's a waste of a tweet.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on backstage when shit like that's happening? We're not performers, so what happens on stage?
My guess is if you're as big as Madonna, you're just like, you know what? I don't feel it right now. And then you go 5, and they're like, there's 20,000 people waiting, and she's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. She's just like, probably wait, or like when you're out the door and like, I forgot my shoes, forgot my wallet, I want to go over my lines or whatever it is, and she's Madonna, so she can do it. The people who are later are the people. Remember Axl Rose used to do that all the fucking time.
Yep.
And I heard he wasn't late to any of the shows on this reunion tour.
Nope. Saw him at MetLife Stadium. They were on time. As soon as it turned 8 o'clock, they were on stage.
Yeah, I was wondering if that, because I know the show here, which I was fucking touring, I missed it, but I would have loved to have seen it, was Stapleton opened it, and my producer Dave played guitar with Stapleton and said they were fucking good guys. I'll bet for that kind of money they put in a fucking contract, like, hey, people are paying a lot of fucking money for tickets, you're making a lot of money on this tour, no more fucking showing up late.
Yeah. What those guys make, like $1 million a show? A guy?
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting paid $1 million, how about this? Someone gave you an option to play a show for $1 million. The deal is you had to be on time. I'd be there. You'd never see someone so fucking.
I'd be there a day ahead of time.
Yeah. Are we going yet?
Oh yeah, man. I'd walk out there without the band, just start singing.
Hell yeah. Put a tent up on stage, camp out. It'd be great.
Get your $1 million.
Yeah. How was the show? Which one you went?
I went to the one at MetLife. It was their first show. They played back to back. It was had to be August of 2016. We went to see them, and it was the hottest day of the entire summer, and they were amazing.
Yeah, I saw them, the original band in high school, and they were fucking killer. I saw them in my hometown in Kentucky. It was amazing. I mean, they were so fucking good.
Wow, you saw them with was that when Adler was on drums?
No, Izzy was still with them, but it was actually right. I don't know if you remember. They put out "Use Your Illusion."
Oh, okay. It was Matt Sorum.
Yeah.
They started touring because Axl was putting out the album so late. So they "Use Your Illusion" tour actually started before "Use Your Illusion" came out. So they mainly played stuff from the "Use Your Illusion" album, but it wasn't that fucking out. So I didn't know what the fuck they were playing. But
I hate it when
they
bands
played the
do
hits.
that.
But I would actually, at this point, with so many band changes, seeing them with Izzy is still the original version in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I heard Steven Adler played in some of in some of those reunion shows too.
Yeah, I think they gave him a couple songs to do. The other drummer that they had this time was really good though. He kept with rhythm. Everything was spot on. I thought they were friggin' fan. I had never seen them growing up as a kid. I was a little too young. I'm 40 now, so back in '87, I was only 8 or 9 or whatever. So seeing them now though is amazing. It's a great fucking thing to see.
Yeah, I don't know if they're done touring, but I gotta check.
I think they're going back. I think they're going back out to hit the road again.
Yeah, my guess is with those checks, they're gonna be playing for a long fucking. They're gonna be playing Mr. Brownstone till they're fucking 90, I think.
And all be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'll get along now because Izzy didn't do this one, right?
Nah, maybe he'll be back if they do it again.
We'll see, but yeah, who knows? It's because someone told me that Izzy didn't do it because they weren't going to pay him much.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, they said, no one's coming to the show to see you, so you get, it's a rumor, I guess, but that's what a buddy told me is, you get, they did it by tier, Axl gets the most, Slash gets the second most, and Izzy was at the bottom.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Which is still probably millions, but I think maybe he probably has enough money that he's just just to prove his point, fuck you, I ain't going.
You got to stroke his ego a little bit. I mean, the guy was with the band, through their heyday. You got to have him on there.
And he wrote some of the big songs
that's
too.
what I
And
was
his
gonna say.
old friend, he was the link between Axl and those guys. I mean, he grew up with Axl in Indiana.
Right.
So.
Looking for the best threads on the internet? Look no further than Smirks.net. Tees, hoodies, tanks, and hats for men and women. Ron Jeremy, Turbo from Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo, Vigo the Carpathian, and more. Find it all at Smirks.net. Smirks.net. That's SMYRX.net. Use the code PCEU for 15% off your order. Smirks.net. For the freshest and most dope shirts you'll find. Smirks.net.
All right, Wheeler, you get into a bar brawl. What 3 classic country singers do you want as your backup?
I'm going to start with one of my favorite artists of all time. If you Poop listeners haven't heard of Billy Joe Shaver, it's one of my favorite artists, certainly my favorite songwriter. I don't know if you guys know this, but Billy Joe Shaver was one of the original outlaw country singers. There's a great Waylon album called Honky Tonk Heroes that Billy Joe wrote the whole album. And I'll also add that, and I actually know Billy Joe a little bit, great guy. I'll also add that Billy Joe, and he's older now, but just a few years ago, shot a guy in the fucking face.
Oh, nice.
Buddy of
Wow,
his.
he went all Cheney on him.
Because he snuck up on him, and he was in court, and they asked him, judge asked him, or the lawyer asked him where he shot his buddy. He said, right between the mother and the fucker. Shot him in the mouth, and the fucking dude lived.
Damn.
That's a guy you want having your back. Who are the other 2?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's number 1. Number 2 would probably be, that horrible band Florida Georgia Line?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Go on.
I'd want one of the guys from them because whoever was in the fight would probably be scared they'd start playing and maybe just run away.
Or he could be the fall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if she's country, but what's the Kelly Clarkson can probably fucking punch somebody real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could put a little bit behind
I'll
it.
tell you what. Either way, that 4 is a hell of a fucking. There's a band right there.
Yeah, jeez, I wouldn't want to fuck with that band.
Yeah, that sounds like a group of 4 people you don't want to fuck with no matter
All right,
what.
well, what about this trio? All right, Wheeler. Marry, fuck, or duet? The Judds sisters. Winona, Ashley, Naomi. Go.
Marry, fuck, duet. What's duet? Oh, sing a song with them?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe it was some kind of weird like insider like sexual.
Now, we didn't want to ask you to kill one of them because we didn't think you'd do it.
Yeah, I would not. I would absolutely not kill a Judd.
They're treasures.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a Kentucky boy, so Judds are a big deal. You know what? I'm going to marry the old one, Naomi.
All right.
Obviously, fuck Ashley, and
Solid.
you know what? I would actually, not even a joke. I would like to duet with Winona.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer.
Well, I know it's a great answer.
Yeah, fuck you, Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah, where's this insecurity coming
I
from,
don't
man?
know. Well, sometimes here on the Poop Culture Podcast, we like to educate our listeners. So to help all of the guys out there, Wheeler, what are Wheeler Walker Jr.'s personal tips for eating pussy?
My thing, you just go in there and fucking go crazy. Don't worry about technique or all that shit. Just don't think. It's like meditation. You just put your mind in another place and go fucking crazy. Because if you go crazy, no one's going to complain.
I've gone crazy before and had my head pushed back though.
Well, okay. You know what? It doesn't work for everybody, but
But it's solid advice though. I see what you're saying. Don't
by
think
the way,
about it.
if they got your head pushed back, could be a good thing. It's like I can't take this anymore.
Oh shit! I didn't think of that.
It's too good. Stop.
Miss Bozo fucking ran away.
Fucking A. Glad you're here to put light on the subject.
Yeah, I say call her after the podcast.
Well, she's my wife, so I could just call her upstairs.
You go upstairs.
Either you can still call her.
Do people still call each other? I could text her.
Yeah, text her. Yeah, you're right. Who the fuck called?
Yeah, she'll be like, "Why the fuck is he calling? Is it an emergency?"
Yeah.
It's funny that you wanted to do a duet with Winona, but you guys both released your albums. Your first album on February 12th of 2016. And your album peaked at 9, and hers peaked at 14. That's got to give you some kind of satisfaction.
Can you imagine the fucking the manager she had who had to fucking explain that one to her the next morning? And I heard that she's really offended by my material, which kind of bums me out because I'd like her to like my shit. because like I said, growing up in Kentucky, they were everywhere. So when I heard she was offended by my material, I guess on the one hand it bummed me out, but on the other hand, what do you expect?
True.
I didn't walk out of the studio going, "Winona's gonna love this."
What if she did? Would that have blown your mind?
Yeah, but she was pretty adamant that she hated it, so it didn't. Nothing was blown.
What if some of these people are just full of shit?
What do you mean, what if? They're all full of shit.
I think they are, because look, well, yeah, they're full of shit with, their personas and stuff like that. But what if they're full of shit about saying that they don't like your music? Because I honestly don't.
Well, you know
see
what?
it.
It's funny you say that, because I'm around Nashville all the time, and it's still kind of a small town vibe, and you'll run into these dudes, and they'll always say they're big fans, and some of them will even say, that was hilarious what you fucking tweeted about me. It's almost like, I think now that it's like a roast. They like want me to talk shit about them. Like it gets them, they want to be part of the gang. They're almost like, am I not big enough to get made fun of by Wheeler?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But you want to be a serious country guy.
I've met so many like untalented dipshits who are so nice to me that it makes you you got to think, you got to stay strong and remember that these guys aren't fucking friends.
Well, here's one that I don't know if he's your friend or not, but what was it like you see Snoop Dogg is singing your song in a YouTube video?
Well, I'll start by just letting you know I am not his friend. I'd like to be, but yeah. When I was out to dinner with some friends of mine, and I got a text. I got like 10 texts in a row. I look at my phone, it just kept buzzing. I look, and every text was just Snoop Dogg, all caps with exclamation points, and I'm like, fucking Snoop Dogg died.
He finally fucking did it.
And finally, one of them, I'm like, what happened? And they go, he's singing your song on Instagram. And I looked at it. It was pretty surreal, because I grew up, listening to Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop. I mean, he's fucking great. So him singing along to my song and saying that I'm his hero, it was fucking awesome. It was definitely a good day. And I would know I've had like 4 good days in my life.
Well, at least your 4 good days. I don't even know what mine are, so I'm glad you have that.
When I have them, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say don't ask me them because I don't think I could name them. But yeah, that was definitely a good day though. So
you have Snoop Dogg lip syncing Wheeler Walker Jr. You're basically at the pinnacle.
No, not lip syncing, singing.
All
along.
right, so he's full on singing along. So now you're basically at the pinnacle of country music, in my opinion. No one has that.
I agree, but yeah, in Nashville they don't give a shit about that. But I agree with you.
Yeah, well, fuck Nashville. You got the entire country. You don't need just that one location. You got the United States.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But before you came on, I listened to Sam Hunt and Florida Georgia Line.
Oh shit.
Because you're right. It's total ass crap. So I totally respect your opinion here. And just going off this, I'm looking at the top charts of country right now, and I'm just going to cherry pick a couple names because I do respect your opinion. Because after what I've been reading about you and what you said about these two guys, I had to listen, and it's shit. It's not good.
Yeah, I was
music.
right. And not only am I right, but how is that even called country?
It's not.
Right?
It's not. I'm not a country fan. Like I'm just getting into it now.
But you know what it is when you hear it.
Right,
all that.
right. I always knew what a country song was.
You also know what it isn't,
and it's
that
not
sure as
this.
shit ain't.
New country
Yep.
to me. This is what my wife listens to, and I give her shit for it all the time.
Divorce.
New country now is pop music for white people.
Yeah, that's what I've always
Yeah.
said. That's my one of my heroes, Steve Earle, said that country music nowadays is hip hop for white people who are scared of black people. That was his quote.
Yep.
And I got to say, that's probably pretty close to the truth.
I could see that. The Sam Hunt one, I see with the Florida Georgia Line, it's like a newer country, but the Sam Hunt stuff, I didn't even know what I was listening to.
Yeah, it was garbage. I think it's country because I think the new thing is that it's country because he's from the South,
Oh, so that automatically.
Like he's got like a little bit of maybe a slight twang, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Horrible. All right, so let me cherry pick these names.
They ain't passing no test, but go ahead. Yeah.
All right, so some of these I've heard of, other ones I have no fucking clue. All right, first one on Dierks Bentley.
You know what? You picked a bad first one because Dirk's got some good songs. He also did he did an album I like a few years ago, and I'm going to blank on the name of it because it was like he did a bluegrass record. And he's got a lot of respect for like the old bluegrass players, and he's not on the Sam Hunt list. He sounds like country music, especially and he fucking knows his country music.
All right, Beau is nodding his head.
So yeah, maybe his new shit doesn't sound too country, but yeah, you could do a lot worse, and you're probably about to.
That's on my listen list then. All right, so the second one I got is Lanco.
Oh, I'm sure it's horrible, but I don't know. Yes, I don't really know who that is, but I'll bet you all the money in the world it's dog shit.
All right.
I mean, by the way, is there such thing as a band that's a good band called Lanco?
No, I thought it was Lancome.
Yeah, I mean Lanco. It's like sounds like a fucking t-shirt company.
Yeah, it's terrible. What about Sugarland?
Sugarland, yeah, I mean that's dog shit.
All right, Mitchell Tenpenny.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. It sounds like you're looking at some weird chart.
Oh, this is straight from Google.
Tenpenny is his name?
Yeah, Mitchell Tenpenny.
He's British.
You know what? Here's the thing. In music, you're allowed to change your name. You can use a pseudonym, and that guy either picked that name or had that name and didn't change it. So by that alone, he's fucking.
Well, if nothing proves that modern country is like hip hop and pop music, Mitchell Tenpenny, 50 Cent, come on.
Oh man, I don't see the connection.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what he's going for. But yeah, what is I don't even know what that means. Tenpenny, I guess
It means it's a fucking tool. That's what it means.
Or this guy I've heard of, Jason Aldean.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, he's a tough one to talk shit about because he's the one who was on stage during that shooting.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll take is that fair to take a pass?
Yeah, that's fair. We'll let you have a pass.
All right. So we'll get a pass. All right, this one sounds shitty just by looking at the name. Dan and Shay.
Oh my God, they're the fucking worst. I mean, literally the worst. I mean, I mean, first of all, there's no way they're not fucking each other.
Oh, this is two dudes?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was a guy.
I mean, it's hard to tell from the picture, but yeah, I mean that's about. It's not as bad as country music gets. It's as bad as music gets.
All right, this one right here, I know only because Beau said she's hot, and he said he'll cry if you say that she's bad, and that's Casey Musgraves.
Oh no, she's really good. Yeah, I can't say shit about her, and I don't want to piss off Beau, but yeah,
I'm very sensitive.
Yeah, you sound like it.
All right, last one, Jordan Davies.
What the fuck?
Where are you getting these names?
That's from
These aren't
Google.
the kings.
I said Google top country.
Trust me, he sucks. I don't know who he is. I want to look him up now.
This is all good. Like I typed into Google top country songs of 2018, and
they all got hits. The thing, I don't know if you, but that's why. I mean, there's a couple reasons I don't have a hit song. One is, I have fuck or shit or bad words in all my songs, but also to have a hit country song, you got to have a big label, and you got to just pay for it. Basically, these guys just pay for these. Their label pays for hits. It's all bullshit. It's a fucking ruse. It ain't fucking real.
All right, I got one last one. This is at a request from Beau.
All right,
and it's Blacktop South.
That's a made up band. I don't know what it is.
Correct.
That's
are they really mad? Are they really made up?
No, it's Beau's band.
Oh, okay.
I didn't choose it.
Oh yeah, they're killers. I love them. That's probably my favorite band.
No, fucking trash them, Wheeler. Come on, trash them. It's garbage.
No, they're like Mitchell a million penny.
Oh fuck. There ain't no living up to that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's probably. I mean, to me, for my money, they're as good as GNR.
Oh shit!
Wow, that's an endorsement right there of Blacktop South.
Yeah. Here's what you put on the sticker. You said Wheeler Walker Jr. says better than GNR. Excited to listen to him.
Oh shit! You're gonna have gigs through the rest of the year?
No, man. No.
He's not looking forward to this.
No.
Well, who's to blame for country music turning into shit, though? I mean, most of the names I listed you didn't like.
The record labels, they're just signing up horrible shit. It's become, the sausage factory. They just put them through the sauce. It's all the same. I mean, these songwriters sit in these rooms all day and write the same fucking lame ass fucking song. And it doesn't even matter who the face is. They just grab the hottest new thing and they give them the hottest new song, and it's just it's like the same shit that makes your fucking Cheerios. It's no different. I mean, the Cheerio people know more about music than these executives. They don't know shit. I don't know why I picked Cheerios. Cheerios is pretty good, but
it's a solid staple.
General Mills makes the hits.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, those peanut butter and chocolate Cheerios are the fucking shit.
Yeah, well, if Cheerios were country music, it wouldn't be no peanut butter and chocolate. I can promise you that.
Now, why do the executives suck so bad? I don't understand. Like, why? How did they get the fucking job?
Well, because they think they have the formula down of how to make money, you know.
Douchebags.
And they have this thing. They like, you know, you sing about this, you make money, you look pretty, you look good, you know, you wear the tight jeans, you act like a fucking douchebag. They've got a whole system that's made money before, so they just want to keep basically one dude had success at this, and they're just trying to replicate it over and over and over and over.
It's sad. It really is sad because
yeah, I mean, these guys. I mean, put it this way: the way I always look at it is like, you know, if you grew up, I love music, I love, you know, I love albums, I love guitars, I love country music, and I want to, you know, what I want to do? I want to become a record executive. I mean, that just means you're a fucking dipshit anyway, you know.
Now, would you respect them more? They're not actual musicians, are they? Or any of them?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is they knew they loved music, and to them, their way of getting into the business was doing, you know, fucking Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, you know.
I see it. All right, so that makes sense. So give us, at this point, you came to save country music, obviously. Yeah,
no, I didn't come. That's why I already did it. Yeah.
There's still shitty guys out there, though. You gotta eradicate them all.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna finish till it's wiped out and gone.
All right, good. So
yeah, I got a good decade left in me.
Well, you got a good start for sure. You got a good start on this. So you put out redneck shit as kind of like a fuck you to Nashville. That's the way I took it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. So and then I heard you say something along the lines of, when you made this album, if I'm gonna go out, I'm going out with a bang. Like, fuck it. You know. Take us to that point. Like, what brought you to that point where you were like, I'm ditching everything and I'm going for it?
Well, what happened was that my buddy Sturgill Simpson introduced me to this producer, Dave Cobb, who he'd worked with, and I decided to just make the album independently. So I was like, once you pay for the album yourself, it's your album, and you're going to put it out yourself independently. It's like, why the fuck? And I started almost hesitate. I was like, I started almost censoring myself, and then I started thinking about, who the fuck am I censoring myself for? It's my fucking album, you know? And I don't think enough artists do that, you know? It's, at the end of the day, whether you pay for it or not, it's still your work. It took me maybe putting my own money into it to do that, but you should always think of it as your own music. You ain't censoring it for no, like, this shit ain't gonna get played. The other thing too was it was real fucking country.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to get played on the radio anyway because it was country music, so why not say fucking shit and titties and shit, you know?
Kind of stepping back a little bit, I mean, you mentioned Dave Cobb, which is a huge get to make a first album, obviously, but going back to guys like Sturgill Simpson and, you know, Stapleton found mainstream success, but you get guys like Brent Cobb, who just put out Providence Canyon, which is one of my favorite records of the year, and you have, you know, dudes like Shooter Jennings.
Yeah, he was also, I'm not allowed to say, but, he helped me out. He played a part on one of my albums. A voice might be in there, or a songwriting credit that he may have changed his name. I'm not going to say if he did or not, but yeah.
But I mean, you got guys like that, the talented guys that are making actual country music that has more levity to it than a lot of the shit that you hear on the top 40 stations. Why do you think, you know, that these guys are kind of getting, maybe not necessarily left behind the pack, but they're not finding as much success with making the real stuff as opposed to these, you know, cookie cutter douchebags?
Well, I guess it's your definition of success. I mean, no one's bigger than Stapleton right now. And same thing with Sturgill. Sturgill can go anywhere he wants and sell any place he wants. It's just the radio won't play them just because they're not playing by the rules. But the people have more power than the fucking radio. I mean, Sturgill can go to a giant fucking place and sell the fuck out of it, you know? Because the fans like the real shit. The problem is the big labels that won't give it to them. You know.
Yeah, I don't get that.
You know,
I really don't get it from the outside looking in, because, like I said, I wasn't a big country fan, and your music brought me in to listen to country. So why the fuck wouldn't they just be like, oh, this dude's bringing in people that don't even listen to country? He must be doing something right. So why aren't they changing the formula to Wheeler Walker Jr.?
I think the formula they have now works. The thing you got to remember too is the way I always look at it. I mean, people who country radio is so bad mainly because it's an audience of people who still listen to the fucking radio. You know,
true.
Fucking if it's 2018, you listen to the radio, man, you're doing shit wrong. So the people who listen to the radio are people who, first of all, don't know how to fucking set up their phone to their fucking car, and it's like, you know, it's soccer moms and shit like that. So it's just a whole different audience.
It's true.
And also the country still sells CDs, but people who buy a CD at Walmart, those aren't, Sturgill Simpson's fan. Those are, fucking Mitchell Tenpenny fans or whatever.
It's 20
Imagine
penny
how
now.
fucking much of a dipshit you are to buy a fucking CD at Walmart.
Yeah,
It'll take you 4 hours to get onto your fucking phone to play it.
it's true.
I mean, at what point, though, can you not pay attention to, I think about a song like Fuck You Bitch, which, people are going to be probably turned off by the lyrics, admittedly so, but the steel guitar on that song is incredible. So at what point, do people just kind of perk up and say, well, shit, like the arrangements, the musicianship here is top notch?
Well, I would even say that the lyrics are, it's got a bad word in it, but it's still a real song about real shit. That's all I was trying to do. It's the same thing they said in a million country songs before. I just had a different way of saying it, And I think that's what fans and people like Snoop Doggy Dogg, were attracted to it by, which is they've heard that song a million times, the classic country breakup song, but they've never heard it so raw, maybe. So I think that's what, raw musically and lyrically and emotionally. So I think that's kind of what country's been missing. So maybe that helped out a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's very clear. You don't use any metaphors. You just fuck you, bitch.
Well, that was my thing. Is I was like, I always say, it's funny you say that. I always say that in the studio. I go, it's 2018, man. We ain't got time for metaphors,
Right.
We can say whatever. We got Spotify, you got podcast, you got satellite radio. What the fuck? We're trying to think of another word for fuck for. You can just say fuck.
I love saying fuck. Use it for everything. Yeah. Well, I heard your fucking podcast last year. I'm just throwing it in there because I want to. And you played the demo version of Puss in Boots that you recorded on your iPhone. So I've heard some people say that, Dave Cobb worked with him and that made him sound good. That's bullshit. Like, the demo version that you played on your phone was pretty good. I mean, it sounded like it was studio.
Yeah, well,
quality.
that's the thing. I mean, listen, the best producer in the world can't make shit good. I mean, he can elevate it, but he's got to have something good to start with,
Right, and it's
like
amazing.
He's not going to make. I know I'm repeating it too much. He can't make a good Mitchell Tenpenny album, He's got to have a good foundation. There's got to be songs there. There's got to be an artist who's got something to say.
Watch, that dude is fucking awesome.
Yeah, wouldn't have sucked if he was good.
Just like a savant.
Oh man, I'm gonna pull a man cow.
I don't know about you, but I'm worried about it.
Oh, wait. Mitchell Tenpenny? Yeah, he's not a country singer. That's a special needs kid from Utah. No,
my bad. Well, he's gonna be on the podcast in a couple of weeks.
Well, if he is that, he probably is a country singer.
So you talked about a couple minutes ago how you financed your first album, and I'm sure people have heard that before. But when somebody talks about self-financing an album, what is it actually that you're paying for it? I mean, it sounds like you're putting up your entire life. Are you like living on credit cards at that point? Are you scared shitless living in a box?
Yeah, I mean, every penny I could scrounge, and it's literally the players, the studio time, the producer, the mixing, the mastering, and I'm talking about like literally everything. The album cover artwork, the photos, all that little shit that a record label does for you. I do it all myself. I remember having to talk about what kind of stock I wanted the cover to be on the CD, and I'm like, who gives a fuck, But you got to but when you do it yourself, you got to make those fucking decisions,
And they got to be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like I did this to be more creative, and then they're talking to me about fucking card stock.
Like the album covers, I got to ask, why Lee Greenwood?
I had an uncle who was at a bar years ago in Nashville. Most of my family is from Nashville, even though I'm from Kentucky. And he was hitting on a girl and was about to get lucky with her, and Lee Greenwood stole her away. And I always got pissed about that. I was like, oh, you don't take any fucking action from my uncle. So I was just like, he went on my enemy list, and then ever since then, he told me that story, and I was just like, ever since then, I got to get back at him. I still don't think it's even, but we're getting there.
If that's not reason enough, are you aware that he did a version of "God Bless the USA" for Canada?
What?
Yeah.
What? No, what are you talking about?
So Lee Greenwood re-recorded "God Bless the USA" for Canada, and it's "God Bless Canada," and he changes like 2 or 3 lyrics. Takes his paycheck and goes home.
Douche.
Oh, Jesus!
You got to look it
That's
up.
like saying, There's a version of Louie for like every name in the phone.
Carl. That's my favorite version.
Bo.
Whose idea was the whole, out of all the things you did with the first album, I think this was the most genius. Whose idea was the whole PornHub thing? It's fucking genius, man.
Mine. If it's a good idea, it was mine. I make all the decisions. Well, I had some people I was working with, and they were telling me, you can get on the Rolling Stones website, and I was like, who the fuck goes to that? I go, let's go to a website where people actually go. And then they go, what's your suggestion? And I told them that, and then they said, we don't have any contacts there. I go, again, it's whatever year it was, 2016. Fucking find them, you assholes, or you don't get to work with me.
What kind of, I don't even know if you know this, but what kind of conversion was that? Did you get like 1 or 2% back? Because they have hundreds of millions of views. It's insane, the amount of views that they have.
What do you mean by conversion?
Like conversion, like how many people played your video there? Like, did you see if they played the entire video?
Oh, I don't know that shit, but I would guess that, listen, most people don't go to that. If you're going to masturbate, you don't go to watch country music. But yeah, like you said, with traffic that big, you only need 1%.
Yeah,
right.
That's huge.
To this day, there's still a lot of people who are fans who are too scared to admit how they found out about me.
So I'm only asking because I'll put the podcast on PornHub. That'd be amazing.
Oh, hell
There's got to be some scat lovers.
Quit stealing my ideas.
But they're good. They're fucking good. So you have 2 albums that came out, and we're winding down here, but you had these 2 albums that came out. Your first album kind of came out of left field. You debuted at number 9 in the country charts. Then you had the second album come out. What was that like? Because the expectations had to be much different for Old Wheeler.
Yeah, it was weird because I still think the new album, the second album, which I call it new, although it's over a year old, I still think it's better. But the thing is, you can't be the hot new thing twice, and you can't surprise people twice. My goal for the first one was I didn't think it was going to surprise people. It was just kind of came out, like you said, came out of left field. You can't come out of left field twice, and I think that's what the difference was. I actually like the second one better because I was actually concentrating on making good songs, and I didn't have to worry about the money from it and all that kind of shit. So but I know what you're saying, which is it's a problem with a lot of artists. Is like if your first album's successful, it's really hard to follow it up because no one's going to be happy.
True.
And, you can't. I don't not to say people dislike the record. It's just you can't be the new thing again. Then the third album fucking knocks them dead.
When is the third album coming out? Are you ready recording stuff?
Well, I got some plans, but I can't give them to you because they're too fucking private. Let's just say I got a lot of songs ready.
All right, good. All right, so it is going in that direction.
And we'll just put it this way: there will be a third album, and it'll be out sooner than people think.
Ooh. This is going back to the past a little bit. I'd love to get a physical copy of your CD to add to my collection. I actually have a collection of physical media. I have a shitload of movies.
Well, how about this? We'll get you some signed vinyl.
Oh, let's fucking do it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, please.
Talk to my man. Remember we were talking before? Talk to my man. He'll take care of it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. I'll hang that right in the studio.
I might cry.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Yeah, you guys are cool. I dig this. Yeah, you guys are good.
We've been wanting you to come on for the past year. When did you come out with Old Wheeler?
Yeah, probably a year.
Yeah.
Well, a little more than a year ago.
And I was like, you know what? We'll just keep bothering them until one day,
Well, yeah. Well, for what it's worth, you never did bother me. I never got the bother. I got a DM from you maybe a month ago. We got it together pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One thing to add before I go is I'm touring with Kid Rock this fall, so if you're around, come check out.
That was the one thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, we're doing some dates around that by myself too. So we got some shows coming.
So you're on the road with Kid Rock and Brantley Gilbert. Do those guys fall into the axis of evil to an extent? Maybe not so much Kid Rock, but Brantley Gilbert.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know the dude, and just to be safe, I haven't listened to his music. My manager says he's a really good dude, but the real thing, it's just cool for me because when I play this music, to me, it should be played in arenas and amphitheaters. So just the opportunity to play in front of those big crowds, that's what is exciting to me. So I appreciate, Kid Rock for having the balls to ask me out to do that because it's a risky thing for him, having me out there way before the show singing fucking crazy shit like this.
It's so awesome, though.
Yeah, after all this time, he's the only guy who's asked me to I've never opened. Not one artist has ever asked me to open. He's the first guy to do it, so I got to give him props on that.
Nice.
We got to drop the info for it. So Kid Rock, they're heading out on tour this summer. It's the Red-Blooded Rock and Roll Redneck Extravaganza Tour, and the tour kicks off August 3rd.
Yeah, we like the short little titles.
Yeah, it's very short, but you guys are hitting 15 cities nationwide, and it goes through October. You're going to be up this way. I think you're going to be up by Albany. You're playing SPAC, I think, Saratoga Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, well, have you been there? Is it cool?
Yeah, I've seen Pearl Jam there.
Oh, so it's big.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, if you want to go, hit up that same guy I was telling you about before. We'll make it happen.
I'll bother him. All right, sweet.
Yeah, man. In this business, you got to bother people.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. What's the worst they could say? No or fuck off? Like, whatever.
Yeah, and that's not too bad. I've gotten no and fuck off quite a bit.
Yeah, it's fine. Do you want to plug any of your stuff on the way out?
Yeah, buy both my fucking records. Come see me on tour. Go to my website. Buy like 200 T-shirts. How about that?
Yeah, definitely do that. Can I ask you one last thing? Is there any way that you can, do you have your guitar by?
No, I don't have it with me right now.
That's why I was like, I'll ask him.
You should do, play me playing on another show and just say it's yours. Or just play the album and say I got the whole band with me.
live from Poop Culture Studios.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. It was a pleasure, man. You guys are cool. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Anytime.
You have a great night, man. And good luck on the tour.
All right, thanks. Hit him up for some tickets. Take care of it.
Oh, we'll do.
All right, cool. See you later.
All right, later, dude.
What the fuck?
What you just heard was a podcast in the Poop Culture Extended Universe. For more great podcasts, make your way to www.poopculture.com.